Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome back to the MOVIEVERSE podcast show. My name is the Habitual Pixel. My co-host, Big Nasty Productions. And once again, we're reviewing a film on our way to the Oscars, checking off every Best Picture nominee on our way to, seeing every damn movie made this year, pretty much. And this is our second last, I think, third last, maybe.
Second last.
Revenant. We have arrived at The Revenant, directed by Alejandro. Forgive me, I'm not going to pronounce your last name.
Iñárritu.
Sure, that'll do.
That sounds right. I just blurted it out.
It's fine. So yeah, if you're new around here, what we do is we review movies in an elongated, spoiler-tastic manner. There's your big fat spoiler alert right there. So come back if you haven't seen it. All right, where would you like to start with The Revenant? This movie that's getting all kinds of praise these days. Will Leo pick up the Best Actor?
Why don't you go ahead and just give a quick plot synopsis?
Sure. This is mainly a survival revenge film, based around Leonardo DiCaprio's character named Hugh Glass. Forgive me. And that joke wasn't as funny as I thought. Forgive me. But he's a fur trapper in the, is it the early 1800s, I believe?
Yeah, it's 1820s.
1820s, yes. And he's not the captain, but he's like someone decently high up in this group of fur trappers on the frontier of America.
He's like a scout. He's the only one that seems to know around the wilderness there.
He's got his shit together. He's familiar with the land. And that's because he had a Native American wife who is deceased, and he has a son who's also a member of their little group. And basically, during the frontier is already a hard knock life, but then Leonardo's character gets dealt a series of just god awful events, and it's a story of survival and him getting revenge for the death of his son and the betrayal of him by this character Fitzgerald, played by, of course, Tom Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sums it up decent, I guess. And basically, it's a long, quiet, beautifully shot revenge film, I guess. I don't think it's a perfect film by any means, but there's some good, there's some bad. We're gonna get into it. What'd you think of The Revenant?
Honestly, I wasn't really blown away with it, like it seems a lot of people are. I mean, I kind of went into it thinking that the cinematography would be the high point of it, considering it was with Birdman as well.
I think it is, though.
That seems to be his kind of trademark, if you will.
Expertise, yeah.
So I honestly really wasn't all that impressed, because I don't really think that the story really grabs the viewer much.
Based off a true story.
Yeah, considering the only thing that's based on the true story is there was a guy named Hugh Glass, and he did track somebody down a long distance, but it was only to get his rifle back.
The name and setting is true. Fitzgerald, all that stuff. The revenge is there, but it's of course movied up big time.
Yeah.
I was right there with you. I was expecting good cinematography, and I was actually, pretty impressed with overall the way the way it was shot, the way it was put together. But of course, as we were just talking about, that doesn't mean a perfect film. I don't think it's perfect either. I don't think it's hard to say if Leo deserves Best Actor. I doubt it. But he does go through hell in this movie, and you can kind of tell on his face, even though there's not a lot of definitely not a lot of dialogue and acting per se, but there's a lot of just Leo being cold as fuck.
Yeah, it's basically just caveman acting. He's just not really saying anything. He's just being a weirdo in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. It's a survival story.
Eating raw fish and shit.
Oh yeah, and he has to do some crazy shit to survive.
Didn't he actually eat a raw fish too? Isn't that what?
Some sort of raw organ, yes. Yeah. Which he did.
Maybe when he was sharing it with the native guy.
Yeah, I believe that was...
Whatever that was, a kidney or something probably.
Kidney or liver. Some sort of organ. I believe that was a real organ.
Gross.
Yeah, and they also filmed this in the Canadian North, the majority of it, so, it looks the part, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think this is a perfect revenge film, but I can't get over how well it's shot. Like, it is a beautiful film, but I can't... I don't think it deserves Best Picture just for that alone, if you feel me.
Yeah.
It might be the best looking film this year, like just like pure cinematography. But then of course Mad Max. I don't know. Goddamn. What can I say?
See, honestly, I feel as though they're actually very relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Max and the Revenant, because they're both basically just chase/revenge films in essence, and all you
Yeah.
have really is a stronger performance from a couple of characters. Actually, Tom Hardy himself in the
Mm-hmm.
Revenant, as opposed to Mad Max, where Charlize Theron, I think, did an amazing
Yes, he
job
is
in
in
Mad
both,
Max as
right?
well. Yeah. But they're very similar, and I mean, realistically, if you're talking as far as entertainment value goes, especially, Mad Max is 100% a far more entertaining movie than The Revenant.
Yes, definitely. It's faster, smoother, and just a better package overall.
I mean, it is intended to be, obviously, because it's just supposed to be like a crazy fucking post-apocalyptic action movie. But with this, I feel like it's almost an action movie without the action.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they have the opening scene where you see the Indians attack everybody.
Yeah,
And
that was a
that was gorgeous. I thought if it was going to continue on with that, but then it started just going to still frame shots and things like that, where I was kind of saying, okay, 2.5 hours is a little much.
Yeah, my
When you're basically dragging out scenes of just Leonardo DiCaprio sleeping or lying down, touching things.
mm-hmm. Figuring shit out, lighting a fire.
Like,
I guess that's
I don't know.
all important to the film, I guess. But like, you're right. I think you nailed it. My biggest problem. I do like this movie though, but my biggest problem with it is 2.5 hours, dude. Really, like, this is really long for the amount of stuff that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there is those great moments, that opening scene, the bear fight. We'll get to the bear fight. There is some great scenes in here, but they're broken up, like you said, big time with the long ass survival sleeping.
It's
cold
not, yeah,
ass
right. It's
Leon.
not consistent. It's got a strange
consistent,
pacing.
Yes, consistency and pacing, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Well, shall we hit up some characters? I suppose.
Yep, might as well transition into that.
Mr. DiCaprio himself, I guess we can start with the big cheese as Hugh Glass. People are saying this is the year he might finally get Best Director. As everyone knows, seems to be the biggest running joke in Hollywood. Is that
Oh, you mean for Best Actor?
yeah, they're just Leo can't win an
Yeah.
Oscar. We'll see. There is, like, you can tell he pushed himself big time in the actual making of this movie.
Yep.
I just, like we were talking about, Wolf of Wall Street, I think, was a better overall performance, and of course he didn't get it for that. So I'd have to, I don't know. What do you think of his performance of Hugh?
Well, he does
Mr.
obviously.
Glass.
He obviously delivers a great performance. It's just unfortunately,
It's not
I
bad.
don't- yeah, it's not like it's bad, but I feel like Tom Hardy outshines him. In my opinion, as John Fitzgerald, Tom Hardy kind of steals the show. I think he has the best performance in the film. So unfortunately, I think with
Tom
the
Hardy's
competition
really good in this.
with the competition that DiCaprio is facing for Best Actor with, like, for instance, Bryan Cranston and Trumbo, I really don't think. I mean, I guess obviously this, if anything's going to do it, it's probably this, since Wolf of Wall Street for some reason didn't. Which, you're right, I think that was a better performance than Wolf of Wall Street as well. So if it's
one of
not
those
going to be
things,
this,
though.
I mean, it's unfortunate though, right? Because
It could be
to me,
this. I wouldn't be mad.
Gangs in New York. I mean, realistically, I think Gangs in New York, his performance was better. Like, I don't think it's the best performance of his career. I do think it's definitely better than Great Gatsby.
I
So
agree.
other than that, I really don't think much of it. I thought it was decent enough. It definitely serves the film well, but I didn't think it was outstanding.
I'll agree with you there. There's a lot of just him being almost dead in this movie.
And I really wanted him for Wolf of Wall Street too. So it's not like
So
I don't
did
like
I, yeah.
DiCaprio or anything. I just don't think this is the greatest performance.
I believe it was my pick last year for Best Film and Best Actor just because I wanted it to be. God
Yeah.
damn it. I know. I love that movie so much. Maybe not last year, the year before that, I believe. And yeah, that was a better performance, but like, that's not taking away anything from Leo. He's the fucking man. This is quite the performance. It's just,
He nails every role he
yeah,
gets,
yeah.
but this just isn't in his top 5 for me.
All right, that's fair. But this is a lot of like just him surviving, not saying shit. So you could know that going in. It's not him
Actually, let me figure that out real
being
quick.
charismatic as fuck, but it's him surviving. I don't know. But you're right. I think Tom Hardy does do a bit more of a steal the show surprise kind of role.
Correction. This is in the top 5, but it's like number 4 because I'm considering Basketball Diaries, Wolf of Wall Street, The Departed,
Gangs.
yeah, Gangs of New York, and yeah, I guess I'd give him this. I definitely would say, but it's in the lower end of the top 5 for his performances, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hardy, on the other hand, best performance of his career, other than I'd say it's arguably the best performance of his career against Bronson. Yeah.
I liked it a lot too, but I fucking love Bronson, man. That's such a
No, Bronson's great. But it's because this is so much different for him, right? Like, I mean, this is actually the first thing I've really seen him in where he actually was able to pull off, like, had a full American accent, didn't have an English accent at all. Like, I think
like
it seems like
a frontier rugged ass accent too.
And the performance he gives of this is just fantastic.
Hi everybody, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, interrupted by poutine, it happens. Don't judge. I believe we were talking Tom Hardy in it, if you will. We were discussing Tom Hardy's excellent performance in this film, and he's of course nominated for Best Supporting Actor, which I think
he has a definite chance of winning.
I think he has a definite chance of winning this year. So I think his performance was the surprise of the movie, if you will. I expected Leo to do a good job, but
yeah,
Tom Hardy nailed it, faux show.
Yes.
His grizzled ass accent is perfect, and the scumbag things he does in this movie is just relatable and understandable.
There's also I love when you first see him take off the rag and you see him he's scalped.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a moment. And of course, he doesn't have a very good time in this frontier either.
No, he does not.
But because of Leo's being a detriment to the group, he's even more pissed off, and as such goes the series of events that lead to the Revenant, if you will, which I believe just stands for revenge or something like that.
Oh,
I'm not sure, but inspired by true events. Yeah, sure. Inspired. Who else have we got for acting?
I guess Captain Andrew Henry.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name. Something Gleeson.
Domhnall Gleeson? Domhnall? Yeah, we'll just call him Mr. Gleeson. Sure.
I'll just call him General Hux.
Yeah, we'll call him General Hux of Force Awakens fame. Sure. He's been in a few other things. I guess he's in the Harry Potter movies as one of Ron Weasley's younger brother.
Oh, older brother?
Older brother, maybe, yeah.
Is he one of those twins? No, those twins are him, are they?
Bill Weasley, it says. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen.
I have no idea who that is.
Since I've seen me a Harry Potter movie. Anywho, I liked him. I think he did a fine job. Also, Will Poulter, his last name. We're the Millers.
Yeah.
Which is
also from the first Maze Runner.
Yes, sure. And Chronicles of Narnia, I believe, as well.
I didn't watch those.
He made me laugh quite a bit, and we're the Millers, and I'm surprised to see him in this movie, but
he does a decent enough job.
I think he does a decent enough job. He's supposed to be a young, naive frontiersman, and he plays that to decent effect. Any other performances that stuck out to you? Forrest Goodluck is Hawk Glass's son.
Honestly, I actually just found him to be kind of annoying. I didn't really care for his performance much.
He wasn't in it too much.
Yeah, I agreed with Tom Hardy most of this movie.
As weird as it is to say, well, I don't know if I agree with him, but I understand his actions.
If Leonardo DiCaprio would have just hurried up and fucking died, and not to mention, I'm pretty sure he agreed to get killed, but he does blink.
Yes, he does blink. That's right.
And then his kid starts freaking the hell out and wouldn't listen. So, without thinking, Tom Hardy just, or John Fitzgerald just kind of snaps and does what's natural and just shanks him in the gut. Nothing wrong with that. It happens. It's 1820.
Yeah, I was going to say, in this scenario, keep in mind, people die all the time. A solid 40 or 50 people die in that opening attack alone, which is an excellent battle.
That part was awesome.
But it's a brutal world, right? And that's established right off the bat. Is that, I don't know, if you get mauled to death by a bear, or almost, then, there's no hospital nearby. You know, you kind of take your chance. But Leo DiCaprio apparently plays some sort of wizard warlock character with regenerating abilities because he just refuses to die in this movie, despite everything trying to kill him.
Yep.
So I don't know. That opening battle though, that was sweet.
Honestly, it's the beginning and the end both have fantastic scenes and sequences amongst them, especially like you said with the cinematography. But it's the in between pieces of the film where they just kind of drag on.
They're too slow, unfortunately.
Yeah. And there's nothing interesting about them. Like, I mean, with the other scenes, at least you have the amazing cinematography and the different types of camera movement. Like when they're doing the 360 with Leonardo DiCaprio, when you see all the fighting going around.
Oh, it's amazing.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's what I mean. It's not consistent. The rest of it's just completely, like, it's just very still. Like a lot of still frame shit of him just lying around.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. It is, and there's too much of that in between.
Like, obviously, you don't want to make everything overly great because then it would be kind of stale for the whole thing. But
it'd be too much almost. This guy fucking loves.
It needed something else. Too. Like it needed something else.
It did. This guy loves his beautiful long shots, man. He's really good at them. Like surprisingly good at them. Kind of reminds me of like the Children of Men car chase and like the epic ones like that. But yeah, you're right. They're broken up in between these long ass slow scenes. I'll say the bear fight. I mean, I don't know how to film Leo DiCaprio versus a bear, but that was the best Leo DiCaprio versus a bear scene I've ever seen. That was fantastic.
It was a really CGI bear, but other than that,
of course, yeah. I mean,
obviously, you're not going to have him fight a real bear.
There's no, of course not. Especially with the brutality of the scene, and it all takes place in seemingly one shot, right? It can't be a real bear. We all know that, but I think the CG bear did. It was a good CG bear. For the only CG character in the film, it was done all right. But I loved that scene though, Leo versus the bear. Just good stuff, and it was exhausting.
I just like how it takes him out, and then the fact that it actually comes back when he shoots it in the neck. That was pretty sweet.
It just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah,
and then they go down a cliff, and then the bear lands on him. Like, Leo can't catch a break in this fucking movie, man. Hugh gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yep. He ends up kicking that bear's ass, though.
Mm-hmm.
Neck shanks him like a prison fight.
Mm-hmm. That was a brutal fight. Man, I hate to say it, but it's almost like just watch all the long shots in this film. If you like, beautiful cinematography, stuff like that. There's some really good stuff here, but there's some stuff you might want to fast forward through as well. I don't know.
It definitely has a tendency to drag on.
Mm-hmm. Do we cover all the actors you want? There's many people supporting, like the guy who plays his wife, the guy who plays the Native American's wife, who is kidnapped. And of course Stubby Bill. I don't remember Stubby Bill, but he's credited here. I think no one did a bad job acting wise. I think of course it comes down to mainly Leo.
It's a good movie. I just don't think it's great by any means.
Yeah, I guess that's I'm trying to find flaws in it, but I mean there is, but there's more good in it than bad in my opinion.
I would agree with that. No, I would definitely agree with that for sure.
Mm-hmm. And it cost $135 million, which is a ginormous budget for something like this.
See, that's what I feel like with blockbusters. Like with something that costs that much, obviously you need the return to be high, but I feel like that's where the entertainment value is lacking as far as being able to reach a wide audience. I don't think this is going to end up doing as well as like Avengers or Mad Max, and it shouldn't be comparable to that, but it is comparable to that because of how much it cost.
Mm-hmm. It is, yes. And I believe it's the fact that he won he won everything last year that he kind of got away with the.
There's like, here's some fucking money, do it again.
Mm-hmm. And I like this guy. I like his movies, but it seems like they're of course he's in that weird realm right now where he's gonna do whatever the hell he wants, and also to do 2 movies in 2 years, like he's clearly going at it, but. Like, he's good. He's really good. He has a lot in common with, like, Kubrick, the way he does, like, camera shit. It's just, I think, he's yet to have his masterpiece. This is close. Birdman.
I think this is better than Birdman.
Yeah, this is good. Birdman was interesting. This is good. And I think whatever's in this guy's future is potentially great. We'll see. But as for giving every award in the book to him immediately, we can't stop. We can't just pelt this guy with Oscars right away. Like, I don't know.
No, that's how you kill his creative.
Yeah, exactly. Like
His creativity.
People like Scorsese have worked their whole life and only got 1 or 2 under their belt, and we're just gonna throw everything. I don't know. Not a bad movie though. Anything else you want to say about The Revenant?
No, honestly, like I said, I mean, realistically, there's nothing overly bad with it. Leonardo DiCaprio, it's not like it's his worst performance; it's just not his best. Same with the movie as a whole. It doesn't. It's not the best. It's not a great film, but it is a good film. It's definitely one I would watch again. Although I'd probably have to make sure it was early so I don't fall asleep.
It's long.
It's long and definitely drags on. So if you don't like kind of slow paced period pieces, really, because I mean it really is.
Yeah.
In a way, it really is. It definitely has a lot to do with like the Indians and stuff like that. But if you don't like a slow paced stuff like that, it's basically that with very few action sequences, and then a little bit more in the terms of realism, as well as a little bit more in terms of bloodiness in 2 scenes.
Mm-hmm. The action scenes are worth the price.
The action scenes are definitely worth it. Yeah, I wish there was more. That's my point. Like,
yeah,
I wish there was more of it. Maybe if I haven't been chased by the Indians more, Indians, but other than that, I can't remember what tribe they were. That's the only reason.
I can't remember either. I'm not sure what part of the country.
I don't think they were Apache.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Not sure what part of the country they would have even been in. I don't know. Because the country wasn't really the country back then, of course. Yeah. It was the frontier for a reason. I will say this is the coldest movie I've ever seen. I will give it props for that. As a person who lives in snow a few months a year, this looks like it would have sucked ass to film.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's good. Definitely worth the price of admission for a few key scenes, like the opening scene. Fantastic. Leo versus Bear. Awesome. There's a few other scenes that are really good in there. That ending fight with Tom Hardy's character, Fitzgerald, brutal. And just definitely awesome. Blood looks really interesting against snow, you know.
Yeah, they do have a lot of beautiful scenes when they have the contrast of the deep red against the white.
Mm-hmm. I think this is filmed beautifully, shot beautifully. Cinematography is on point. Whoever this guy's cinematographer is, he definitely, I would say, I mean, we'll get to it when we compare against who else was nominated, but he probably deserves something for this. Yeah, I don't know. You want to hit it with a score? I think that sums it up pretty decently.
Yeah, all things considered, overall it is definitely good. So I think I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Mm-hmm. Right on. I'd give it a, yeah, I'm going to agree with you actually, an 8.5. It deserves a lot of merit just for filmmaking skill. I don't think that means its best picture this year, though, unfortunately. Damn fine, though. I do look forward to owning it. It will probably look really good on a big-ass TV with a really nice sound system. I look forward to that. Yeah, 8.5. Good, not great. Thank you for tuning in to our review of The Revenant. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We have, what, one or
just
two?
Bridge of Spies.
We have Bridge of Spies left, and we're probably going to revisit Mad Max if we got time. And then we've watched every Best Picture nominated for this year's Academy Awards. And then, of course, the awards will be on Sunday. It's coming up fast. And, yeah, we'll see how right we are this year. We're usually about 50-50, you know. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for tuning in.